Aztec's short-term value prop?
The way I think about Aztec in the short term is what percentage of transactions on all these L2s would like to have some privacy. I think a decent percentage of users will route those transactions through Aztec as a way to maintain some of their privacy. You can go a step further as well and say that when you route through Aztec, you can enforce logic ahead of those transactions. So let's say you have now a real-world asset pool on Arbitrum where only people in the UK can interact with the pool. You can put a ZK passport proof ahead of the transactions on Aztec and say, okay, well, we want to enforce that only users who have UK passports can interact with this pool. And the same flow as possible. And what you would see in public was someone on Aztec who has a UK passport wants to trade with this pool. And you would have a guarantee from Aztec backed by Ethereum, because we're an L2 that rolls up to Ethereum, that this is true. And so you get this incredibly strong privacy credentials as a result. And over time, we will see new DeFi start to be created on Aztec. We won't be recreating Uniswap or Aave. We'll be building DeFi that requires privacy built into it to function. And a good example is maybe the difference between an AMM and an OTC desk. So there will be new DeFi primitives built on Aztec because privacy expands the design space. But in the short term, we'll see a lot of this private intent flow to bring privacy to all of Ethereum.
So in my wallet, I want privacy for this particular swap transaction. This is in the far future maybe, and I click the make my transaction private button. Will this require additional fees from a user perspective? Does Aztec take a cut? And what about the time, right? Like to bridge, to get the order filled, all of that, will that add some delay to my transaction as well?
Yeah, it does add some fees. You have to send a transaction through Aztec, but we're a layer 2s. Like most of layer 2s, we'll have 2 to 5 cent transactions. So there'll be some fee you have to pay to Aztec. It's fairly nominal and a fixed fee. And most of these use cases require 1 block on Aztec and 1 block on the destination chain to fulfill. So there's a little bit of latency, but with block times coming down to be sub-Ethereum blocks, like it should be a pretty great UX in the near future.
Get it all with Aztec.